this is Precal 3-1 complex numbers, and we're going to express an imaginary number in standard form. Remember, I squared is -1, so if you take the square root of a negative, you're going to get an I. Okay, so we're going to look at the square root of 9. The square root of 9 is 3. And since it's negative, we need to put our I on there. Okay, if we want to write it in standard form, we need a whole number, or a real number, not an imaginary number, a real number plus our complex number or our imaginary number. So this would be standard form. -24 doesn't have a perfect square root, so we need to go back and we need to make you can make a list of square roots if this helps you. So let's say the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 9 is 3, the square root of 16 is 4, square root of 25 is 5, the square root of 36 is 6, the square root of 49 is 7, square root of 64 is 8, square root of 81 is 9, and square root of 100 is 10. I'm going to stop there. So if you don't have a perfect square root, you're going to have to break it down into one that does have a perfect square root. Okay, so which of these numbers, starting biggest going to smallest, will go into 24? So 100 is not going to go into 24. 24 is not divisible by 81. It's not divisible by 64. So we're going to go down and we're going to see that it is divisible by 4. So I can break this down into -4. Okay, and then 4 times what is 24? 6. Okay, so now I can take the square root of -4, and it's not negative, and that is 2i. Square root of -4 is 2i, and I've got my square root of 6 on there. Sorry, that looks like a 60. I've got my square root of 6 because I can't take the square root of 6. I'm going to put 0 plus 2i square root of 6. Okay, plotting a complex numbers. This really goes with slide number 2. This is your real, this is your imaginary. So the x-axis is your real numbers. The y-axis is your imaginary numbers. Okay, so I go to 3, 1, 2, 3 on my x, or my real axis, and go down 1, 2, 3, 4 on my imaginary. Okay, so this is -4. So my real 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative I, so I go down 1 on my imaginary. Okay, so then add and subtract complex numbers. You're just basically combining like terms when you add and subtract complex numbers. So I have 3 plus 2, because real plus real, so that's 5. Okay, and then -4i plus 5i. That's the same as like saying -4x plus 5x. Okay, -4x plus 5x, or -4i plus 5i is +1i, and you do not have to put the 1. Okay, and let's subtract. I gotta finish writing the problem. 2 plus 5i. Okay, so I have 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. -4i minus 5i is -9i. Don't forget your minus sign is in that middle, so whatever you say, that minus sign has to come before you can use one of these numbers.